In the middle of what looks like their demise, Disney is releasing another overpriced product that will surely get fans to throw money at it.
The following is a world-class Bullshitters exclusive.
Disney. You love to hear me talk about them. A lot. They're the videos you all love because the nefarious media giant has been responsible for numerous pop culture atrocities over the last decade, and anytime they do something stupid, you're ready to laugh. Loudly. The past few years have been rough for the House of Mouse. After a historic 2019, the company seems to have trouble keeping it up. Failures at the box office, drops in streaming, battles with the government, and impending flops like Snow White, and that's just their 2023 alone. With 3 months left to go, anything is possible for a company that regularly disappoints audiences. One of their most prominent disappointments is Disney+. While not an outright failure, Disney+ has been struggling to keep fans interested. The subs keep dropping, content keeps getting removed, and the price keeps increasing. Disney is bleeding, and it needs a way to stop that before it's too late. They have a very, very, very expensive Hail Mary that their quarterback Aaron Rodgers is about to throw. Will fans be willing to shell out over $1,000 for something they already have? Let's talk about that. But before we do, let's talk about something you don't own, and if you don't, you should definitely head over to StealingSolo.com to rectify that problem right now. Stealing Solo asks the greatest what-if question of all time. What if a group of disgruntled Star Wars fans kidnap Harrison Ford and force him to remake Star Wars in their basement? That, and a whole lot more, is answered in Stealing Solo, a Captain's Parody. Stealing Solo has been called Laugh Out Loud Funny and the greatest Star Wars parody since Spaceballs, and it's available now for a limited time only. Go to StealingSolo.com, which is powered by Shopify, so you get the reward-winning safety and security, and get yourselves a copy today. Once we sell through this limited backstock, I'm going back to the drawing board to bring you the sequel, which parodies Luke Skywalker's fall from grace, and finally the closing chapter, which I can't wait to get to, Frankenfisher, the Bride of Solo. And yes, it's exactly what you think it is. So folks, the only way to get that is go to StealingSolo.com right now, get yourselves a copy, and enjoy the greatest Star Wars parody since Spaceballs. Disney is known for its historic animation. The Walt Disney Company has produced some of the finest animation ever seen. From traditional hand-drawn classics like Snow White, all the way to CGI animated films of today, the name Disney was synonymous with quality animation. That being said, they've lost their damn minds if they think this'll fly. Disney celebrates 100 years with a $1,500 box set. Sure, you might have Disney+. We all know that Disney is playing fast and loose with what they're putting on the streaming service. And if you're feeling antsy, you might not be able to watch your favorite Disney and Pixar films whenever you want. Well, can Disney interest you in a limited edition $1,500 box set? Yeah, I had to take a second glance at that look too. The Disney Legacy Animated Film Collection features 100 animated films from Disney, Walt Disney Animation Studios, and Pixar, packaged together in a beautiful hardbound, self-standing 3-volume set that unfolds to your own storybook. Which is slightly hilarious considering how we're supposed to be moving away from this sort of thing. But I guess it's a collectible. And where will this be available? One place, Walmart.com. And if the discs weren't enough, you'll also receive a collectible crystal Mickey ears hat with exclusive Disney 100 engraving, which is thrilling for folks who collect wearable animated mouse ears. What an oddly specific group of people. You collect animated mouse ears that you can wear on your head. Well, I like to collect non-functioning video cameras or old used spools of tape. I think they're equally valuable if you ask me. $1,500 for a box set. That's insane. Who would pay for this? It sounds like Disney greed or desperation is getting the best of them. Yes, it comes out to $15 a movie, but that's still too much. A basic search shows you that some of these movies can be purchased new for as low as $5 a movie, and that's for Toy Story, the premier Pixar picture. Of course, some of these haven't been released, but at this price point, it's too damn high for standard Blu-rays. Similarly, vast sets like the Warner Bros. 100 are much cheaper. They run about $130 for a volume of 25 films on Blu-ray. That's about $5.20 a film. Multiply that by 4 to get the 100 movies, and you're spending $520 for 100 movies. That's not a bad deal. Plus, those 100 films are a lot better than the 100 Disney is selling. But again, taste is subjective. My first car cost less than the Disney animated box set. A 4K TV costs less than that. Many valuable things cost less than a Disney animated extortion box set. Hell, in some major cities, rent is cheaper than that box set. The list keeps going, folks. It's crazy. And for $1,500, Disney better come to my house and swap out the discs for me every time I want to watch a new film. I shouldn't be surprised, though. Disney has a penchant for overcharging. Most recently, the Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser closed down in just over a year. The price of that hotel was around $5,000 for a 2-night stay. Fans didn't want to spend that, and that's why it closed. Others assume because it's based on the sequel trilogy, but that's a topic for another day. Some equate cost and quality with luxury brands and luxury goods, but a Blu-ray is not a luxury item. Disney is pricing themselves out of a lot of families' homes. The insane price of this set correlates with the rising costs of Disney Plus, which started out around $6 a month and now it's closer to $20. The library keeps shrinking as content keeps disappearing. Owning physical media is the only way to counter this problem, but this price creates a whole new slew of issues. This makes Disney Plus feel like an afterthought. Disney has been banking on the platform for so long that this feels like a weak retreat. Now, this isn't the only sign that Disney doesn't trust Disney Plus. I don't know if you've heard about this one, guys, but the Disney Charter cable standoff finally came to an end yesterday as football season just started. At the core of the issue was, of course, money. But these two companies had different problems, each brought on by cord cutting. Now, the cord cutting has hobbled Charter because, well, it's a cable company. But it's also been an issue for Disney, too. Having tens of millions of fewer cable subscribers has meant billions of dollars less in carriage fees, a cost that Disney charges cable companies and that those telecoms pass on to all of us. What cable fees Disney has still been getting, it largely has thrown into its streaming products, a move that in turn only loses many more millions of dollars for Disney and draws subscribers away from pay TV providers. See, this is what happens when you have these overly expensive shows like Willow or Star Wars or Marvel that cost hundreds of millions of dollars to produce 6 episodes. They lost the carriage fee money, they lost the subscriber money, they lost the subscribers, and they lost the money on the products. It's really a lose-lose situation for Disney, and you can understand why the House of Mouse is burning as fast as it is. The deal between Disney and Charter Cable solves a short-term problem for both companies. Spectrum avoids hemorrhaging more subscribers at the start of football season, and Disney avoids cutting into part of its TV operation that prints money instead of incinerating it. But it doesn't solve the long-term problems, at least not on its own. A deal like this with Charter crystallizes Disney's lack of confidence for streaming and that it can stand on its own. This slight detour was to show you that Disney Plus hasn't been what Disney has hoped for, and now this massively expensive box set is just another way for Disney to soften the blow and slow the bleeding. But I can't get over the price, $1,500. You can get so many more valuable things. I mean, you can get a brand new television, a brand new game console, and a year to one of their subscription services, which offers you a lot of games to play, for much less than that. If this box set were to be sold in stores for $1,500, you would see a slew of videos from me with these Disney box sets just sitting on shelves. Because no parent in their right mind is going to go, "Ooh, I like Disney, my kids like Disney, let's get this for the family. $1,500, that's more than my monthly mortgage. I'd rather not pay my bills and buy this Disney box set." Said no one ever. Who the fuck would do this? Disney is really, really hoping that those hardcore collectors are going to come out of the woodwork and support this, but they're not. Outside of fans being disillusioned by how they've treated Star Wars, Marvel, and other traditional properties, it's just overpriced, and especially at a time like now where money's tight for some people. And the closer we get to the holidays, people are going to prioritize other gifts. One $1,500 present, or $1,500 worth of presents for the entire family. I'd love to be sitting in on one of these meetings with Disney. Well, we have this box set to celebrate our 100th anniversary. We're going to have all sorts of wonderful films added in, and we're going to charge $1,500. That sounds right, right? No. If I was in charge, I would reassess that. Maybe half, maybe a quarter of that price would get people to buy, but $1,500 is just far too much. So folks, I want to know what you think about the price of this box set. Is there a box set out there that you would spend $1,500 on? Maybe if the WWE gave me uncut episodes of Raw's War from 1993 to today, and SmackDown, all upscaled in 4K, with nothing censored, nothing removed, and bonus features, and a collectible elbow pad or something from The Rock, then I'd consider it. Hell, even throw in a title belt, because digital media is so cheap to produce. To press a disc costs them pennies. But they want to charge you $1,500 for a fold-out book. How many books can you get for $1,500? Quite a lot. Hell, go to your local Ollie's where you can find a lot of Disney books. Folks, I should do a video where I buy $1,500 worth of Disney books and see exactly how much I can get. It'd be a waste of money, but it would probably be good for a laugh. So folks, if you want us to do crazy things like that, well, there's a couple ways you can help. Subscribe to this channel, make sure your bell notifications are turned on to all, check out our Patreon, which is only a couple bucks a month and it gives you exclusive access to all sorts of content. And yes, I'll finally get to making that master list to have credits for every producer here on the channel. Because when you're a patron at the $5 level, you become a producer. You get your name mentioned in the videos, and you can be a part of our streams as well. So go to patreon.com/worldclassbs to get that and a whole lot more. We're going to have our bonus episode uploaded today, and a whole lot more is coming your way. And folks, if you want a physical product that's not going to cost you $1,500, well then go over to stealingsolo.com. Now, 100 movies offers you a lot of value, but Stealing Solo offers you something none of those movies can. An answer to the greatest question of all time. What if a group of disgruntled Star Wars fans kidnapped Harrison Ford and forced him to remake Star Wars in their basement? That and a whole lot more is answered in Stealing Solo, a Captain's Parody. The book has been called Laugh Out Loud Funny, and it's available for a limited time only. Folks, like I say at the beginning of these videos, I'm selling a limited amount of these books, and once they're gone, they're gone. So folks, the only way to do that is go to stealingsolo.com, get yourself a copy of the greatest Star Wars parody since Spaceballs. But before I go, I just want to thank everybody for watching today's video. I'll be back next time with more. And if you have any recommendations for topics or things you are dying to hear WCBS talk about, well, shoot us an email at worldclassbs@mail.com, thebestmail.com, or follow us on Twitter or X, and you can tag us in topics and posts, and we'll comment on those. We posted something yesterday that got a lot of engagement, and we're going to make our next video about that. So check back tomorrow to see what that is. But in the meantime, folks, be smart, be safe, be cool, but always be excellent to each other. Thanks for watching today's video. Yes, it's over, but don't cry because there's more, a lot more from World Class Bullshitters. And there's only one way to get it. Hit that subscribe button below. When you do that, you'll get notifications and updates from World Class Bullshitters every time we go live. Basically, you won't miss anything. And if there's one thing I hate, it's FOMO. But the thing most people hate more than FOMO is fear of missing out on World Class Bullshitters, because there's just some things you can't undo. So folks, do yourselves a favor and never miss anything from World Class Bullshitters. One last thing before you go, hit the thumbs up button. Not for our egos, no, they're big enough as this, but it does help us fight the algorithm here, and well, it's man versus machine, and that's the real fight. But if that's not your battle, that's okay. There's one last way you can help WCBS, and that's going over to shopwcbs.com, picking up a t-shirt, a beer glass, a sweatshirt, a poster, all sorts of ways to back WCBS. The difference between us and other YouTube channels is I'm the artist that makes all this stuff, so if you enjoy art beyond t-shirts, you can even read our comic books. We got it all. We're called the epitome of pop culture for a reason, and no, again, it's not for our egos. So folks, make sure you're involved with every aspect of World Class Bullshitters, not just for us, but do it for yourself. We're making the change in entertainment everybody out there wants to see. And a special thank you goes out to all of our wonderful patrons who make this content possible. Go to patreon.com/worldclassbs to get involved and help out the channel.